Good morning.
Good morning.
Good
So
morning. We
Good
are
morning.
starting our session.
Good morning.
Good morning, ma'am. Dear authors and invited guests, welcome to the technical session 4B. I, Aarti, and I would be moderating this session. On behalf of Global Knowledge Research Foundation and GR Scholastic, LLP, it's my great pleasure to welcome you all to the Third World Conference on Information System for Business Management, ISBM 2024. So this like Bangkok, Thailand. The third edition of this conference is being organized in hybrid mode. The physical event is being organized today in Bangkok, Thailand, and the virtual event is being held through Zoom today and tomorrow, that is 12th and 13th September 2024. I hope you all would be enjoying this knowledgeable and interactive session throughout the day. In this session, we have 6 presentations. Each presenter would be given 12 minutes for the presentation and 3 minutes for the question and answer session round. On 10 minutes, I'll raise a gentle reminder. There's another request to all the participants that you all stay connected till the closing remarks. If you have any sort of query or update, you can write it to me in the chat box. Just before we get started with this session, I would like you all to introduce to the chair for the session. Our session as an associate professor and head in the Department of Computer Science and IT at IIS Deemed University, Jaipur, India. She has actively contributed in teaching and R&D for the last 17 years. Her areas of interest and research are in big data, cloud computing, machine learning, and database. We welcome you, ma'am.
Thank you. Thank you.
Now, I would like to start with our papers. I would like to invite Advait Dankar to present his paper on implementation of 2D UNet on the GrapesNet dataset. You may please start with your presentation.
Yeah. Am I audible?
Yes, you are.
Okay, thank you. Right. Yeah. So good morning, everyone. My topic for presenting the paper today is implementation of 2D unit on the GrapesNet dataset. So my team members are Anmol Patale and Dr. Parul Jadhav, and we are from the MIT World Peace University in Pune, India. So yes. So the introduction, the problem statement of our paper revolves around the need for accurate and efficient segmentation of grape clusters from images in agricultural applications. Segmentation is critical for tasks like yield estimation, disease detection, and automated harvesting in viticulture. It also helps in isolating relevant parts of an image like fruits, leaves, or other objects from the background. In agriculture, it can automate and enhance the accuracy of monitoring crop health, counting produce, and managing resources, leading to better crop management and increased productivity. UNet is a convolutional neural network architecture designed specifically for biomedical image segmentation, but has also found extensive applications in other fields, including agriculture. Its ability to work with limited training data while producing high-resolution segmentations makes it highly relevant for tasks like segmenting grape clusters from complex backgrounds. So the challenges of segmentation by using pure image processing techniques. The first one would be noise sensitivity. Real-world images often contain noise due to varying lighting, shadows, or camera quality. And pure image processing techniques such as edge detection or thresholding are highly sensitive to this noise, leading to poor segmentation accuracy. Manual thresholding. Many image processing techniques rely on thresholding to different objects from the background. However, finding the correct threshold value is not straightforward and often requires manual tweaking. This lack of automation makes the process labor intensive and less reliable, especially when dealing with large datasets. Uh, Next would be complex backgrounds.
And we need to design integrals, not left right.
Sorry. So yeah. Another challenge would be complex backgrounds. When objects share similar colors or textures with the background, traditional methods struggle to distinguish between them. This is particularly challenging in agricultural applications, where the background can be as complex as the objects being segmented. For example, leaves and grape clusters. The next challenge would be lack of robustness. These traditional image processing methods often rely on predefined rules, making them inflexible to variations in object appearance. This lack of adaptability means they often fail to accurately segment objects that vary in shape, size, or orientation. Inability to handle overlapping objects. In many real-world scenarios, objects of interest may overlap or occlude each other. Pure image processing techniques lack the sophisticated feature extraction and contextual understanding needed to separate such objects, leading to segmentation errors. Now let's talk about the unit architecture. The unit architecture has three parts. First is the encoder. It consists of repeated applications of convolutional layers followed by a max pooling layer. It captures the context of the image by downsampling, reducing spatial dimensions, while increasing the depth of feature maps. This helps in capturing high-level features by progressively reducing the spatial dimensions and increasing the depth of feature representation. Next is the skip connections. The skip connections directly link the corresponding layers of the encoder to the decoder. They ensure that the fine-grained spatial information is retained, enabling precise localization of segmented objects. The third is the decoder. The decoder upsamples the feature maps back to the original image size, reconstructing the spatial information while combining it with features passed from the encoder via skip connections. It reconstructs the image's spatial dimensions from the compressed feature maps, merging contextual information from the encoder to produce accurate segmentation masks. UNIT is computationally efficient due to its relatively simple architecture, making it suitable for real-time applications. It achieves high accuracy in segmentation tasks, even with limited annotated data, by effectively using data augmentation and symmetrical structure of the network. Now let's look at the implementation of UNIT on the GrapesNet dataset. So what is the GrapesNet dataset? It is basically a large collection of images capturing grape clusters under various environmental conditions. The dataset is diverse, including different grape varieties, lighting conditions, and backgrounds. What are the pre-processing steps that are taken to use this dataset for UNIT? So first of all, we resized all the images to a 256 by 256 pixel size to ensure consistency and reduce computational load. Then we use normalization to normalize the pixel values to a range of 0 to 1 so that we can standardize the input for the neural network, improving training stability. Then we use data augmentation techniques such as rotation, flipping, and scaling to increase the dataset size and variability, helping the model generalize better. So yeah, the key details like I mentioned right now are the input shape, which was 256 by 256 pixels. Then we use the Adam optimizer, which adjusts the learning rates dynamically during training, helping the model converge faster and avoid local minima. Then we use the binary cross entropy loss function to measure the error between predicted and actual binary segmentation masks, where each pixel is classified as either part of the grape cluster or background. The training parameters used were a number of epochs, like we used 50 epochs for UNIT, and the batch size. So we set the batch size to 32 for this dataset. So we can see the unit results here. Some of the performance metrics like accuracy, uh, we can see is that 97.93%. The dice coefficient was 0.94%. Loss was 0.048 and IOU was 0.90. So like we can see, this is the predicted image and this is the ground truth mask, and it is pretty accurate. We also used attention unit. So to compare which model of unit works better on our dataset. So attention unit is an enhancement of the original unit architecture that incorporates attention mechanisms to focus on relevant parts of the image during a segmentation. It uses the attention mechanism that dynamically adjusts the focus on different parts of the image, helping the model highlight important features and ignore irrelevant background, thus improving segmentation accuracy. The attention mechanism is added to the skip connections in the unit, filtering the features passed from the encoder to the decoder. This enhances the model's ability to focus on critical areas, especially in complex images with cluttered backgrounds or overlapping objects. So implementing attention unit on the GrapesNet dataset. First of all, we use the sigmoid activation function. It is used in the attention gates to produce outputs between 0 and 1, indicating the importance of features at each spatial location. Then we use the Adam optimizer. It is used to adjust the learning rate to account for additional complexity introduced by attention mechanisms, ensuring stable and efficient training. The various other training parameters for the number of epochs, batch size, and learning rate that differed slightly from unit. Basically, the learning rate was different for attention unit and standard unit models to manage the performance. So the attention gates are placed at the skip connections in unit, modulating the features before they are concatenated with the decoder's features. This ensures that only the most relevant features are passed through, refining the segmentation process. So here are the results for the attention unit. We can see that attention unit gave a slightly higher accuracy of 0.98. Dice coefficient was 0.97, loss was 0.06, and IOU was 0.7. So yeah, sorry, my bad. So attention unit with an accuracy of 0.98 has a which was slightly higher than the standard unit, reflects better overall performance in pixel classification. A higher dice coefficient indicates a better overlap between predicted and ground truth masks, suggesting that the attention mechanism effectively improves segmentation accuracy. A loss value of 0.06, which is slightly higher than the standard unit, may be due to the added complexity of the attention mechanism, potentially leading to overfitting in some cases. And an IOU of 0.78 suggests that while the attention mechanism improves some aspects of segmentation, it may need further fine-tuning to achieve consistent improvements across all metrics. So yeah, this is the comparative analysis of attention unit and standard unit. When comparing the unit and attention unit models, the attention unit slightly outperformed the standard unit in terms of accuracy, like I said, and a higher dice coefficient. So this indicates that the attention unit was more effective at producing precise segmentation tasks. So impact of attention mechanisms. The addition of attention mechanisms in attention unit allowed the model to focus on most relevant parts of the image, improving segmentation quality. This is particularly beneficial in complex images where the background is cluttered or there are overlapping grape clusters. However, there were some trade-offs in terms of loss and IOU for attention unit. So yeah, lower IOU and higher loss suggests that the model might have overfitted to certain features, and that the attention unit may not always generalize better in terms of capturing the entirety of the object. So attention unit model, due to the additional attention gates, introduces more computational complexity, which can increase training time and resource requirements, making the standard unit a more viable option in scenarios where computational efficiency is crucial. So yeah, the choice between unit and attention unit should be guided by the specific needs of the application. If the task demands high precision, in segmenting details and there is enough computational power available, attention unit is better. Conversely, if the task requires faster and less resource intensive model, unit is still very effective. So yeah, the implications for agricultural segmentation. The comparative analysis highlights the value of integrating attention mechanisms for agricultural image segmentation tasks, where the focus on relevant regions can significantly improve outcomes. However, the trade-offs in computational cost and potential overfitting must be carefully managed. So why did we do this work? The necessity of doing this work. So there are several challenges in agricultural image analysis, including varying lighting conditions, complex backgrounds, and overlapping objects in case of our grape clusters. These factors make traditional segmentation methods less effective, necessitating advanced approaches like unit and attention unit. There is also a need for precision in agriculture. So precision agriculture relies heavily on accurate data to optimize crop yields, manage resources efficiently, and reduce environmental impact. Accurate segmentation of grape clusters is crucial for automating tasks such as yield estimation, quality control, and targeted pesticide application. So yeah, scalability and automation. With the growing scale of agricultural operations, manual analysis of images is impractical. Automated segmentation using models like UNET can process large volumes of data quickly and accurately, enabling real-time decision-making and operational efficiency. There is also a need to address the gap in current methods. The existing segmentation methods often struggle with complex patterns and textures found in agricultural images. This work addresses these limitations by applying deep learning models tailored to handle the intricacies of agricultural datasets, ensuring more reliable and accurate results. Yeah, this also enhances data-driven agriculture. As the agriculture becomes increasingly data-driven, the ability to accurately interpret visual data is paramount. This research contributes to enhancing the tools available for analyzing agricultural images, paving the way for smarter, more informed agricultural practices. So yeah, impact on crop management. There is also a large impact on crop management. Accurate segmentation of grape clusters directly impacts crop management strategies. By identifying and quantifying grape clusters, farmers can make informed decisions about irrigation, fertilization, and harvesting, leading to better crop yields and quality. This also contributes a lot to precision viticulture, which is a subfield of no, yeah, precision agriculture, by providing the tools needed to monitor vineyards for more
Wait,
effectively.
hello, Advait, could you please conclude your presentation?
Sure. So, in conclusion, we can get effective segmentation results using UNET. The UNET model has demonstrated robust performance in segmenting grape clusters from the GrapesNet dataset, achieving high accuracy and a strong dice coefficient. Its ability to maintain spatial information through skip connections was crucial in producing segmentation results. So yeah, some advantages of attention unit are that it improved accuracy and dice coefficient compared to the standard unit. The attention mechanism effectively focused on critical regions, enhancing segmentation precision in challenging scenarios. However, there were some performance trade-offs. While attention unit offered superior accuracy, it also introduced higher loss and slightly lower IOU, suggesting that added complexity of attention mechanisms may require further optimization. This trade-off highlights the importance of careful model selection based on specific application requirements. The significance for agricultural applications are high. These findings underscore the potential of UNET and its variants in agricultural image analysis, particularly for tasks such as automated yield estimation and quality control in viticulture. Accurate segmentation of grape clusters can significantly enhance the efficiency of these processes. Future research directions. So future work could explore the application of these models to other agricultural datasets, investigate hybrid architectures that combine the strengths of UNET and attention unit, and refine mechanisms to further improve segmentation performance without increasing computational costs. In conclusion, both unit and attention unit are valuable tools for image segmentation in agriculture, with the choice of model depending on the specific needs of the application. Continued research and development in this area hold the promise of advancing precision agricultural techniques, leading to more sustainable and efficient farming practices. Thank you.
Very comprehensive presentation. I have a query. Is it a standard data set that you have taken?
Yeah, this is a standard data set that was created by my colleague, Dr. Parul Jadhav, and it is open source available on the internet. It has over 6,000 images and is over 4 GB in size. And yeah,
Okay.
it has 2D as well as 3D images. We just focused on the 2D aspect of image segmentation using unit
How,
and not on the 3D.
okay, then how will you justify the technique in other data sets? Like if you run other data sets on your technique, how will you justify it?
I'm pretty confident that if we were to use any other data set apart from the GrapesNet data set, we would get pretty highly accurate results. And yeah, so basically it would work very well. I haven't really tried it on any other data set, but I'm pretty confident that it would work the same on other data sets.
But try to incorporate other data sets. Try to run on other data sets because then only you will be able to justify the things that you have taken, right?
Yeah, right.
Huh. Okay.
Thank you, Advait, for your presentation. Thank you, ma'am. Now I would
Thank you.
request the other presenter to start with her presentation on the topic influencing sustainability, the role of social media influencers in shaping Lua's consumer behavior in the sustainable fashion industry. Dear presenter, could you please start with your presentation?
Yes, ma'am.
Are you maintaining the time, monitoring the time?
Yes, ma'am.
Participants are requested. Yes, yes. Participants are requested to stick to the times, please.
Ma'am, whether the slide is visible?
Yes, it's visible.
Okay. So getting into my research topic is influence and sustainability, the role of social media influencers in shaping the consumer behavior in the sustainable fashion industry. So good morning. Let me go to the purpose of the study first of all. So the main purpose of the study was how come we can find that the Indian consumers, the study is basically concentrated on India. So the study mainly focuses on how come the people or what is the status of the people today regarding the sustainability. So the reason for emerging of sustainability so far when comparing to the old time. So the consumer awareness regarding the sustainability awareness is more when comparing with that of the other. And also India being one of the polluted nations is more advanced in sustainability consumer awareness regarding the sustainability now. And also why the research gap in the study was there were many researchers that has happened in this field, but that was mainly considering that of the urban consumers, but there was no impact on social fashion, sorry, slow fashion or something, how this has been happening. That does not be expressed, like the impact of slow fashion, the consumer behavior, sustainable fashion attitudes in this India was not mainly mentioned in any of the literatures. That was the main reason for getting into this research. And getting into the first variable, that is the not the variable, the main subtopic that is LOHAS. LOHAS is lifestyle of health and sustainability. That means they are the early adopters based on the sustainability thing that they first accept. So LOHAS consumers are more organic consumers who are honest, authentic, and also how come this sustainability can reflect a sort of personality, identity, and all. to consuming this sort of sustainable products. So that is mainly explained through the laws. Next is the subtopic, that is the influencer. Influencers, as we all know, that influencers are the people who influence people. So mainly the social media influencers are those influencers who influence their followers by means of social media. So the two studies I have mentioned, the various studies, but I'm not just pointing out directly the names are due to the time constraint. And we can know that industry specialists, all the influencers mainly educate, inform, and entertain the followers. So next is Indian celebrities or Indian influencers. So mainly studies has found that Indian celebrities or Indian influencers have a significant role in promoting the consumers towards sustainability. And what is the reason for selecting Instagram social medias particularly was because when the questionnaire was selected and the data was distributed to 700 people. So at the time, we know data, that is frequency we got from the influencers was not from the influencers, the consumers was above 70%. So that was the reason for particularly concentrating on Instagram. And also Instagram, which is a growing media, is having high importance, and also the followers, excuse me. So the followers and also everyone is easily accessible to data, and also the knowledge, environmental knowledge, the visual content, everything that has been circulated to Instagram is bit more creative, and the people get easily attracted to this sort of content. And the literature review. So going to the literature review, I will deal the literature along with that of the consumption model. So these are the 7 variables or the 7 subtopics that comes under the LOHAS variable, that is sustainability and environmental friendliness, tradition and local values, hedonism, knowledge and awareness, philanthropy, individualism, and authentic values. These 7 LOHAS consumer variables was found from Blendway et al. 2022 model, and that was adapted for our study. And importance of influences and influence by influences, which is hence by leading to purchase intent and consumer demographic, was taken from the Johnston and Ames 2018 and 2021 model. So all this 7 variables under the law as consumers. Then importance of influence, influence by influence, purchase intent and demographics was from Johnston and this was from Landry et al. And the connection was connected using the theory of planned behavior and planned behavior of Hudson of 1991. So going to the 3 research objectives or the research hypothesis, the first research question was how come we can connect this demographics to the LOHAS consumers? So how we can connect the LOHAS consumers, the demographics as well as the LOHAS consumer serves as the first research question. And the second research question is how come this importance of influencers or the influencers or the influence of these influencers can lead to the purchase intent. That was the, like, how come the sustainability can be getting influenced by the influencers, and how come this can lead to purchase intent was our second research question. And going to the third one. Third one is a cluster analysis we have done. That is basically on the basis of how we can divide the South Indian consumers into different clusters based on all 3 clusters was been analyzed, that is LOHAS Gala, and also Indian LOHAS that can be developed, that will be explaining. So based on all the 7 variables, 7 LOHAS variables, importance of influence by influences, we have done the cluster analysis. So the research methodology, getting into the research methodology, the data was mainly concentrated on 700 South Indian customers, and questionnaire was distributed, and the data was collected based on the snowball sampling techniques. And the questionnaire considered of 3 parts. That is the first one, the basic demographic. The second section was how come the influencers and purchase. That is the second thing. The influencer, importance of influencers, and influence by influencers. These questions was given to the audience the respondents, and the third set was all this LOHAS consumers and how come this is leading to purchase intent was given. And the data was collected from the period of 2023 June to 2023 September. That was analyzed using the SPSS software. And why particularly South India was because we could see that the fastest growing larger economy, that is the middle class vibrant, we could see in South India. That is when comparing with that of the Europe and United States. When comparing with Europe and United States, we could see that the South India is the fastest growing large global. Like globally, it is growing fast in a dynamic with all the middle class or entrepreneur middle class, they are growing faster. So that was the reason for particularly concentrating on South India. And also the population, sorry, the pollution that was caused in this region was more. So that was also the main reason for selecting South India particularly, because we could find out that an alternative like for sustainable fashion, or if it can be an alternative, that will be a good source. So that was one of the main reasons. So this was a brief note of a brief part of the questionnaire that was distributed, and I'm not getting much into it. These are just 4 questions. So next is data analytical part. So for the first hypothesis or first research question, we have done an independent sample t-test and mapping. And for the second hypothesis, we have done a correlation as well as regression. And for the third one, we have done the cluster analysis. So when doing this independent sample t-test and ANOVA t-test, ANOVA test, we would see that the younger individuals are more in when comparing, like we have done it with the lowest variables. So when was doing that, we could see that the younger respondents was more into the tradition and local values. That is the variable that could have found in the lowest variables, and older respondents were more into new technology, sustainability, environmental friendliness, and also high quality products. And men was less educated and also lower income participants was more engaged to the lowest factors like sustainability and environmental friendliness and philanthropy. And when going to the influence of social media influencers, they was more into getting influenced with sustainability and environmental plus tradition, knowledge as well as philanthropy. And going to the occupation students with students and homemakers, we could see that they was having a significant relationship with that of sustainability, tradition, hedonism, philanthropy, individualism, as well as authentic values. And parting workers showed a more interest towards hedonism, tradition, and individualism in comparison with that of the occupations. 50 types of occupations in that. So we could see that there was a difference between the individuals and the consumers who are staying in metro as well as smaller cities. And going to the correlation and regression part, so we could see that, or I will brief it what we had got from the study, that is from correlation and regression for the second hypothesis. We could find that sustainability and environmental friendliness was connected with certain patterns, like with certain variables. Traditional local values were connected with certain variables like knowledge, philanthropy, influence. Hedonism was more into knowledge, philanthropy, etc. Knowledge and awareness was into philanthropy, and philanthropy was into authentic values, individualism, importance of influence. Individualism was into authentic values and influence by influence. Authentic values was more into importance of influence and influence by influence, and important was influence was to influence by influence. It's time constraint. I was just reading it faster. So next we could see the cluster analysis. That is when we did the cluster analysis, we just divide the whole consumers. That is all the 7 variables as well as influence by influences was done for the cluster analysis. In the first cluster, that is the as we could see that the all people was more into the Lohas, in which traditional local values shot with lower. And the second was can be developed. That is basically the Lohas consumers, but they can be developed in certain aspects and all. We could see that individualism was a bit below, and indifferent is basically the people who are totally different from that. The Lohas consumers, that is, they are not at all into the sustainability thing. So we could see that the first cluster, that is the Lohas pass older 263 consumers, the second one 289, the third was 148. So 148 members is totally different from sustainability and environmental, like from sustainable fashion. But we could see that the 2 clusters are more into this. So getting into the findings. So what are the findings that we had found out through our research was the demographic shown in the first research question or the hypothesis. The demographic had, the customer demographic had a relationship with that of the lowest consumers. And third is, so the second is when was more into this as a compared to that of the woman, and also the follow-up, the SMI follow-up, social media follow-up, as well as their importance and as well as
Dear, Dear presenter, could you please conclude your research?
Yeah, sure. So all this showing, like that is all our hypothesis or our research question was proved, and also the limitations of the study was we could not include a kind of domestic as well as global situations, and also from a psychological viewpoint, that is from a person consumer effectiveness or trust matters was not at all included because it was just limited. So that's it.
Thank you. Thank you so much for your presentation. Ma'am, would you like to have any?
Yes, I have just one question that how is your topic beneficial for the society?
Now, the sustainability is actually a growing topic nowadays. So influencers, if influencers can influence the consumers or the followers for promoting this sort of sustainability, the people will be more into the sustainable products so we can protect our environment. Since the pollution is increasing and also just for making one pair of jeans itself, we require around 10,000 liters of water. So if this ideology or if this idea of sustainable fashion get into the mind of people, or if it is getting, if the people are getting influenced or if the followers are getting influenced, this can heavily influence the consumers or the people. Hello? Am I audible?
Yes, you are. Okay, so you can wrap up with your presentation. Problem.
Thank
Ma'am, are you there?
Yes, now I am here.
Okay.
Maybe due to some technical issue, I was not able to hear.
No problem, ma'am.
Okay, okay. No issues. You can start with the next presentation.
Okay, okay, ma'am.
Okay, thank you. Thank you.
Moving on to the next presentation, I would request the presenter to start with the presentation. The paper title is Marketing Strategies for Private Nursing Homes, a case study of H Nursing Home in PR, China. Could you please start with your presentation?
Okay, yes. Oh my God. Okay. Yeah, let's begin. Okay, hello everyone. I'm a student from Skongkeng University, Thailand. Today, I'm very glad to stay here and attend the meeting to present to my research to you. My title is Enhancing Marketing Strategy for Private Nursing Homes, a case study of Asian nursing home in China. Now, let's begin. To begin this very presentation, let's learn about the background. In recent years, with the increasing aging of the global population, the elder care industry has expanded rapidly. According to an estimations report for the World Health Organization, in 2019, the global population 16 years old and above 1 billion people, and the population rose to 1.4 billion by 2030 and 2.1 billion by 2015. This transmitting growth rate of the senior population has brought about a surge demand for multiple senior care service with the increasingly development of service such as assisted living facilities, nursing homes, home care, and so on. As the aging baby boomer generation drives the demand, the senior care industry must remain competitive for innovative service, technology integration, professional training, and effective business strategies. The study was conducted because effective marketing strategies are crucial for nursing homes to attract residents and remain competitive amid rapidly growing demand for elder care service. Marketing enables senior living providers to shape their service, focus their strengths, reach specific target audience, and ultimately drive high occupancy. Competitive marketing enables senior care provider to create brand recognition, to create an sustainable referral relationships to convey their value position to prospective resident and their families. Next, I will introduce my research methodology. This study used a quantitative case study approach to investigate the relationship between nursing homes marketing strategy and occupancy rate. Questionnaires was contributed to 218 elder residents and of 7 nursing homes. The questionnaire examined the variable related to marketing strategy and occupancy. The data were then analyzed during the using the descriptive statistics analysis and the regressions analysis method to identify the relationship between these variables. Before analyzation, the questionnaire data reliability and validity testing was conducted to ensure the survey instrument was constant and measured what it intended to. Now, I will share my result findings. The first one is elder people's satisfaction with the marketing strategy of each nursing home. The research result shows that is elderly have the highest satisfaction with the assurance dimensions and the lowest satisfaction with the responsiveness dimensions, such as service speed and the efficiencies of a nursing home. The second one is the key factor of affecting occupancy. The first one is the elder people's satisfaction with nursing homes service. The two is the sensitive of the elderly to nursing home price. The three is the elder people's trust in nursing homes. Then move to the third research result. It's about the educational level has a significant impact on satisfaction. Yes, the elderly with different education level have different demand for marketing strategies of a nursing home. The more educated the elderly are, the more sensitive they are to the way information are questions, service content, and price of nursing home. So, based on the result of my research, I come to the following conclusion. The first one is the customer-centric marketing strategy. The conclusion shows that customer-centric marketing strategies are the key to improving occupancy. Nursing homes should develop personalized marketing strategies according to the different needs and performance of the elderly. The second one is the improved service quality. The conclusion shows that improving service quality is the key to improve the satisfaction of the elderly. Nursing homes should strengthen the improvement of the responsiveness dimensions and improve the service speed and efficiency. The third one is the differentiated strategy for the elderly with different education levels. The conclusion shows that the nursing homes should develop differentiated marketing strategies for the elderly with a different educational level. For example, for elderly people with higher education, nursing homes can promote information through channels such as the internet to provide more rich and personalized service. Then this is why I do this research, just because you have two significant. The theoretical significance is that this study has enriched the research literature of nursing home marketing strategy and provided the theoretical basis for nursing home to develop the effective marketing strategy. For the practical significance is the study provided the practical suggestion for nursing home to improve occupancy rate, service quality, and competitive advantages. But in this study, there are some limitation to note. There are some limitation to note. The case facility were all located in the same metro region, so findings may lack generalizability to nursing homes nationwide. For further studies, conducted a large national study to improve the generality of the findings and conducted in-depth interviews for focus groups to better understand the perception and the lead of the seniors and their families regarding this nursing home marketing. So through the above interpretation, I hope that the audience can have a comprehensive understanding of this study and realize the importance value of the research result for formulation and implementation of marketing strategy for nursing homes. At the same time, I also hope that through this speech, I can learn from your experience and suggestion and further improve my academic research ability. So thank you. I finish it.
Thank you. Thank you so much for your presentation.
Yeah.
Ma'am, you have any
Yes,
questions?
thank you for your presentation. Very comprehensive presentation. How is it beneficial? I mean, the techniques that you talked about, in larger perspective, when you have a larger perspective, then how it will be beneficial.
Dear presenter, you are actually on mute. Could you please unmute yourself?
When we start
Yeah.
with the next one,
Next presentation.
I
Yeah,
think
ma'am.
there is some network.
Technical glitch. I think, yeah.
Yes.
So moving on to the next presentation, I would like to invite the next presenter to present his paper on a virtual reality application which uses variability to teach regional Indian languages. Dear presenter, could you please start with your presentation?
Yeah, am I audible?
Yes, you are.
Yeah. Is my screen visible?
Yes, it's visible.
Okay. So, good morning, everyone. I'm going to be presenting my paper, Moli Dvipa, a virtual reality application, which uses variability to teach regional Indian languages. So let me start off with the methodology I used, which is the ethnographic research method. So I start off by creating research objectives, and throughout the process, I create research questions, collect data, and lastly create requirements, which help me create my final prototype. So there were three research objectives with this study. The first one being the comparison of the effectiveness of traditional and modern methods for learning a regional Indian language. The second one being the exploration of experiences of people who have tried to learn a regional Indian language using traditional and modern methods. And lastly, to identify common challenges people face when learning a regional Indian language and explore strategies used to overcome them. So, some of the insights I got from the literature review are that I found studies from various regions in India as well as from a global perspective that technology does in fact help with language learning by enhancing skills and engagement. And research also highlights that mobile assisted tools like MALL or mobile assisted language learning can improve vocabulary, listening, and learner autonomy. And specific platforms like Hindi Shabdamitra and Preksha offer immersive learning experiences. And as far as the main focal point of this paper is concerned, which is VR gamification and variability. So as far as VR and gamification are concerned, they enhance motivation and engagement in language learning, and they help with creating interactive and immersive environments. And as far as variability is concerned, it helps learners in generalizing better and is especially useful for students with language learning disabilities. So here are the insights from my primary research. I sent out a Google form survey, and I asked the respondents to rate established teaching methods and modern teaching methods. So survey participants rated traditional methods like textbooks, lectures, and exercises as moderately effective. And some of the common issues included an over-reliance on rote learning and insufficient focus on verbal skills, making it difficult to apply language in real-life situations. And some learners found native language learning, like Kannada, easier, while others noted that learning Hindi required more time and practice. And while traditional methods provided structure, they often felt disconnected from practical usage. And on the other hand, modern methods such as apps and online platforms like Duolingo were rated slightly higher, and respondents appreciated the interactive nature of these tools, which use audiovisual elements and gamification to engage learners. However, some of them felt that these methods only address basic skills and didn't fully cover the complexities of regional languages. And personal interest and consistent practice was seen as a key factor in making the most out of these modern tools. And as far as overcoming these challenges go, participants use strategies like media immersion through movies and music, using online dictionaries and interacting with native speakers to improve practical proficiency. And some also linked new vocabulary to familiar concepts from their native language for better retention. So, with all of these insights, I created three requirements. The first one being that language must be taught with a good balance between established and modern teaching methods. The second one being language must be taught with a sense of variability. And the last being learners must feel motivated when learning languages. So I brainstormed multiple ideas for each of these requirements, came up with one concept, and finally created a mock-up and a prototype. So I'll start off with the mock-up application. So when the user first enters the application on screen A, they're asked to enter their details, the language they wish to learn, and their proficiency level. And once they confirm that, they move on to screen B, where they select an encounter. So these encounters are basically real life scenarios that people would be in, that they can uh, participate in through virtual reality. And so at the moment, I've prototyped one of these encounters. So let's say they click on any of these encounters, they'll go to the encounter page. So there are three sections to this encounter page. So screen C here are a set of tasks that need to be completed in this encounter. And screen D are the rank conditions. So this is where the gamification aspect comes in. So if the user or the player completes the encounter under a set amount of time and is also accurate with the answers that they give, they get a higher rank. And so this is again like the gamification aspect. And there's a third tab which is best runs. Uh, so screen E, which is personal runs, is basically the personal user their own best records with that particular encounter, versus in screen F, which is a global leaderboard where they can compare their statistics to everyone else in the world who has a higher rank than them. So this is the application part. So if they click on the play encounter in VR button, they are redirected to the virtual reality prototype. So as I said, users are put into a real life scenario, and in this case, they need to engage with a pedestrian, and they are given two dialogue options where they must select the correct one. And if they hover their eyes on either of them, the correct answer is revealed. So in this particular encounter, it's a market purchase. So they need to ask the pedestrian where the directions are to the market. So once they do that, they'll be given a reply. And this is where the variability factor comes in. So the location of the market is randomized. So At the moment, it's a bit limited because of the map size. So right now it randomizes between two locations. So based on wherever the location of the market is, the code will also provide a different dialogue that is being said by the pedestrian. So it's never the same. So every time the learner plays the encounter, a different dialogue option presents itself. And more specifically in this image, the vendor is selling a different food item each time. So, and so this is the code at the bottom here. So it's going to randomize between 5 different food items. And based on that, even the vendor is going to be telling you different prices and the names of the food item each time differently as well. So this is basically the variability factor to keep things refreshing each time they play the encounter rather than making it more monotonous. So I tested this prototype with a limited sample size of just 10 participants, 8 of them being undergraduate students and 2 of them being high school teachers. And they all evaluated the application's effectiveness in combining traditional and modern teaching methods. And they all agreed that it effectively integrates variability and gamification. And one of the students appreciated the focus on variability, addressing the repetition issue seen in apps like Duolingo. However, some of them suggested improvements to the VR prototype's user interface for better intuitiveness. And lastly, a teacher also recommended that the app can be expanded for covering all 4 language skills, which are listening, speaking, reading, and writing. And this is the framework that I created. So it has 4 different elements. The first being established methods, which is traditional techniques paired with conversational practice to build foundational language skills. The second attribute being digital tools or modern methods, which provide interactive and flexible learning. The third aspect being variability, which the focus is to expose diverse linguistic contexts and help learners generalize and adapt to real life conversations. And lastly, motivation, which is the inclusion of gamification elements which can enhance engagement and sustain learner interest. And lastly, the limitations and future work. So right now, the prototype only focuses on teaching Kannada, so which can limit the feedback that's provided right now. And due to time constraints, the VR prototype is only created for users who have elementary proficiency in the language. So future work would involve creating it for people with all proficiencies. And another limitation is that right now only one of the encounters has been developed. And so if I was to scale this up as a complete app, I would need to uh, prototype multiple encounters and test them together. And lastly, the sample size of the testing part, it was just 10 participants. So it restricts the generalizability of the findings. So yes, thank you.
Thank you so much for your presentation. Ma'am, any questions? Hello, am I audible?
Yeah, you're audible. Yeah.
Ma'am?
Yes, hello.
Yeah.
How can you justify so many AR, VR apps are there? How can you justify your functionalities, whatever functionalities you are talking about right now?
Yeah. So in the market right now, there's nothing that addresses the regional Indian languages. Uh, so there are, of course, multiple virtual reality applications to teach more international languages, but at the moment, there's nothing that addresses regional languages. And the aspect of variability is something that which I believe will come in handy in this aspect as well. So yeah.
I think it is good, but in that case, you have to create a very huge database, isn't it?
Yeah, that's correct. Yeah.
If we
Yeah.
talk about so many regional languages,
Mhm.
so
Yeah, that's
in
true.
that
Yes.
case, do you have such data set, or you are planning to create it?
No. So, right now
I mean,
it's
I'm not getting the future perspective, how you will take it further.
so if I was
Idea
to
is good.
yeah.
Only the
So
implementation aspect.
so I would mainly uh first things like prototype multiple languages, and I would of course release this as an app. And I think the best implementation would be in schools as well, where maybe some kind of subscription model can be implemented, where the schools can purchase a license for this app and can be used in schools for teaching these languages, because it
Okay.
doesn't require right now what I've prototyped is done on a mobile VR, so it doesn't require an actual VR set, so it's affordable for the masses. So
Okay, moving on to the next presentation.
Okay. Wish you all the best.
Thank you, ma'am. Thank you so much. I would like to request the presenter to present her paper on shaping the future of safe work, a review of research trends and gaps in construction worker safety culture. Dear presenter, could you please start with your presentation?
Is it okay now? Uh, it's not full screen mode, but it's okay, fine. Yes, ma, now full screen mode.
Oh,
Okay, go ahead, please.
Yeah. So I'm Drishya, and this is my co-guide. This is my co-author, Dr. Suresh, and we are presenting the paper titled "Shaping the Future of Safe Work." So this is a review of research trends and gaps in construction worker safety culture. So in paper ID is 197, and we are from Amrita Vishwavidyapita. In India, when it comes to construction sector, so that's the second largest employer of India with 51 million jobs. But when it comes to safety, there are highest number of fatal accidents that's happening. And in India, it's 38 accidents every day that's happening in construction sector. According to ILO, International Labour Organization, this is the highest worldwide. So, lot of regulation policies, labor laws, uh, uh, all these policies and measures has been taken by the construction sector, but mostly that has been seen in the multinational companies or a larger sector similar to that, but not in all the construction sectors across the country. There are personal protective equipments, there are a lot of death benefits, but all these policies are not reaching to the ground level worker who are prone to have the accidental issues or safety issues. They don't have a proper registration or permanent project location. So that has been a really a big trouble in construction sector in order to bring a safety as a culture or as a practice throughout the sector. So why we took this study is we focus on the Indian construction workers because that's the reason where we have highest rate of accidents that's happening. And core issue behind this accident is safety failures. So there is no proper standard or protocol that is followed across the sectors uniformly in order to avoid this fatal accidents. And many studies that recommend OSHA standards, that's occupational safety and health uh, application. So these standards, they are trying to bring, the management side is trying to bring, and in the worksite safety analysis and hazard prevention and control. But this is not reaching to the entire construction workers, as I rightly said, because of the registration issue and unauthorized workers and third party involvement in this. There are a lot of social and behavioral science theories behind this, how to prevent workplace injuries and illness. And there are a lot of studies which explore the diverse factors in the multiple levels to enhance the worker safety and health. But all this previous literature, what happens is that focus on the compensations, incentives that is provided to the workers, government policies. But there are a lot of underlying issues why it is not reaching to the workers, even after providing a lot of provisions and considering a lot of policies. But that in the ground level, that is not reaching to the workers, and the actual cause of increasing accident is still increasing. Not there is no change in accident rates, or there is no reduction in accident rates. Since we are going into a developing nation, and we are developing, and urbanization is coming in, a lot of construction workers undergoing, and accident rates keep on increasing. So the study aims to analyze the construction worker safety culture that's across the construction industry through a literature review from the existing literature, existing researchers. And we analyze the research gaps and research trends that's going on in the construction industry. So we are employing the bibliometric analysis. We present the paper in a SPAR 4 SLR framework, scientific procedure and rationale for systematic literature review framework. And we organized with methods and justifications in a systematic literature review. And we have arrived at the papers from the Scopus database. We have used these keywords in the Boolean logic. We have used truncations in order to incorporate all the relevant studies. And the search keywords in the Scopus database, we have arrived at 536 results, or 536 literatures that is published in Scopus, out of which we have refined to 342 by filtering the English language, final publication stage, certain criteria in the keywords. And these selected articles, the 342 articles, we have conducted the bibliometric analysis. We have used BiblioShiny, R package, and WASViewer for our better bibliographic data and visualization of that. You can see the word cloud on the right side, where we can see all the relevant words that's coming up as a keyword in the relevant researches that we have shortlisted. And this is the SPAR 4 SLR framework, where we started with the arranging process, in which organization and purification of literature happens. So we have checked on the publication title, journal title. We have organized all the papers, and in purifying, we have total publications we have excluded is 194 from the filter after filtering the language, the publication stage. So the final articles that we are looking into for the analysis is 342. Conceptual, both conceptual and empirical publications have been incorporated. Then we assess these literatures, that is, assess these research papers through evaluation and reporting. In evaluation, what we do is we do the bibliometric analysis. We have used both BiblioShiny and WASViewer softwares, and we have checked on the descriptive analysis, co-occurrence analysis of keywords, co-authorship analysis. So we have conducted all these analysis, and we brought a thematic analysis of the results, and we have checked on the implications and future research directions, which we will be discussing in this coming slide. So in the reporting, we have tables and figures that have that those are the reporting conventions. The limitation is we have stick to the Scopus database since that's bringing up a lot of quality works, and the database is huge. So we have sticked onto the Scopus database, and we have identified the researchers, and there are research questions. What are the key factors that is influencing the construction worker safety culture? How the organization leadership on construction worker safety has been determined, and what are the most effective strategies that are brought in for promoting this safety among the construction workers? And journals, only journals were included. We have excluded rest of the source type, and again, the keywords that we have already discussed, and these are the methodology framework that we have used. So coming to the results, the WASViewer visualization is on the left-hand side. The WASViewer visualization, we have analyzed the keyword co-occurrence. So these are the keywords that is used mainly in the literatures throughout related to the topic. And we have arrived on 2072 identified keywords, but we have further narrowed down into 108, keeping at 5 as a threshold of keyword occurrence, because below 5, I think it will be very large keyword cluster to analyze. So we have kept the threshold as 5, and we analyze 108 keywords, and we can see the interconnected nodes within the network, which actually shows the relationship and co-occurrence, how frequently these keywords are coming in the or repeating in the literatures. And these connected nodes, such as the joint discussions in the literature. So how we can connect it to the other one. Analyzing this picture, we have seen the main keywords like construction industry, accidents, safety, human, which are the larger nodes, which are larger involved in the discussions throughout the research papers, whereas few keywords that can be ignored, which is very less discussed, like country names and economic aspect and epidemiology. And this network interpretation actually reflects the interdisciplinary approach to studying accidents. So we cannot stick to one field. It has to be interdisciplinary. Occupational health has to be brought in, risk assessment, human factors. All those combinedly we have to study so that we can take the issue further. And the key focus area in this construction environment impact on safety, accident prevention strategies, and human demographic has to be prioritized. Also, the demographic keywords are also in the growing interest in the factor, because when it comes to gender, when it comes to age, there are changes in the, because construction workers normally, they also depend on the demographical biases. So that is also reflecting in the study, in the analysis. The potential application of the insights that includes the policy development, enhance of safety standards and practices. And in the future research, we can understand the keywords, we can address, we can design the training programs to the construction workers on the relevant safety issues. And also we can check on the other less connected nodes to explore whether it is an understudied area or is it an emerging trend that can be considered in future. Next analysis that we have done is a country-based. We have conducted country-based citations in the field of construction industry, safety and accident prevention. We could see the table clearly where prominent nodes is China, which is the largest node, which signify the central role of collaboration network. So we could see a very low collaboration when it comes to our country, India. India is having documents and citations, but total link strength of collaboration is very weak. United States and China, Hong Kong and South Korea are the few bridges that acts in the network, which link the different clusters. And there are peripheral countries like Pakistan and Poland, which actually have a very fewer international collaborations compared to the central nodes. So as we focus on the Indian construction sector, India has to focus on the increase the total link strength, which is 0 right now, and indicate the lack of international collaboration in the data set, which can be point for the further investigation or improvement in our research. So regional collaboration, that's very evident within the clusters in the among the European countries, East Asian countries and other regions. But there are few potential for the growth areas for interested international collaborations. We encourage more partnerships with these countries, which could actually diversify and enrich the research output. And the potential application from this particular analysis is we need to include a lot of research funding or target on research funding, which can foster the international collaborations, particularly in the regions with fewer connections, where we need more funding. And the policy development that can also promote international research partnerships, enhancing the global knowledge exchange. Additionally, universities, yes.
Could you please conclude your research?
Sure. So these are the few potential applications in the study. And coming to the recent global analysis collaborations, conclusions and implications, recent analysis of global research collaborations, China and United States have been the core. So we can highlight the collaboration gap. We can highlight the we can try to connect or strengthen the total link strength, and strategically we can have this research funding. We can encourage the international research partnership. We can have a tie-up with the higher core countries, and the WOSBR visualization, which was clearly showing the leading participants and revealing promising areas in the future teamwork. And guideline, we policymakers, and we can inform the design and targeted training programs in order to build a strong safety culture in the construction industry. So these are the references that we went through the researches. And yeah, any questions?
Very nice presentation. You have incorporated the proper SLR technique for carrying out your literature review. Is it a part of some research project? Your work is a part of some research funded project, or
No, it is not a part of research project as such. So this area was emerging up, and there was no much papers on this in the, because everything was concentrating on OSHA standards. So I just
Yes,
started with the
yes.
study. So I'll be looking for the further research. I'll be exploring on further aspect of this area.
Because yeah, I can also suggest you that you can see some research project and you can apply it for.
Sure, ma'am. Sure.
Yeah, all the best.
Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you, ma'am. Thank you for your presentation. Moving on to the next presentation, I would request the presenter to present his paper on EOQ model in service industries, a case study of a hospital supply chain. Dear presenter, could you please start with your presentation? Am I audible, dear presenter? I think there's some technical glitch at his end. So moving on to the closing of the session, I would sincerely thank all the authors for their excellent presentations and their contribution in the session, and all our participants for being a part of this international conference. I hope this session was informative enough. We, on behalf of the whole team, thank you for the support during this third version and all the previous two versions of this conference. We would be happy to have you in the fourth version as well. All the presenters would be getting their digital certificates through email within 2 working days. Further, all the papers have been forwarded to Springer. The publication would be live within 6 months. So kindly cooperate with the team of ISBM 2024. I also thank our session chair for chairing the session. Thank you, ma'am. Thank you so much.
Thank you. Thank
Yeah.
you to you and your organizing team
Thank you, ma'am. A
for
token of
organizing such a wonderful conference.
Thank you, ma'am. Ma'am, would you like to have few remarks, feedback for our participants?
Definitely. All the participants, I want to really congratulate them for participating in the international conference and providing their insightful comments and knowledge. They shared their knowledge about their research. It was wonderful. And all the domains were covered basically. All the, we can say the domain areas of information system, including different machine learning and marketing strategy, right from supply chain. It was not there, but due to some maybe technical glitch, virtual reality application, all the areas were covered, and definitely participants got a good idea about the research, and definitely it was a knowledgeable session. I congratulate all, and my best wishes are with them.
Thank you so much, ma'am, for your wishes and your valuable feedback. A token of appreciation to our chair on behalf of Team ISBM and the Knowledge Research Foundation and partners. Thank you, ma'am. Thank you for your valuable presence. I would request you all to please switch on your camera for a quick snapshot of the virtual conference. I would request all the participants to please switch on your cameras. Thank you all. Thank you so much for your valuable presence. Stay safe. Thank you, ma'am.
Okay, thank you.